Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. Today I'm gonna try to quell some fears and tell you exactly why you shouldn't be freaking out about this Netflix, Warner Brothers, Paramount epic battle for domination. Let's talk about it. All right, welcome back. So today is I'm not going to be so energetic. It's not like a happy topic, but it's one that I felt that I needed to get in front of the camera, and it's not so much of I've watched a lot of videos of everybody basically doomsdaying this of how horrifically bad this is going to be, why you need to be freaking out. There's a lot of fear porn going on videos, and I'm not gonna tell you that it's that it's all sunshine and rainbows, but there is an outlook or an angle of this I want you to consider, or it's actually there's a couple angles, but it's perspective shift, and I want to talk about, like the title says, why you don't need to be freaking out about this. All right, so the first reason why you don't need to be worrying about this is the most obvious one, which seems to elude a lot of people. There's nothing you can do about this. There is zero impact that you can have other than us all throwing our hands up in the air and being upset, temper tantrum, doomsdaying words, to each other of this is the end. There's nothing you can do about it. So for myself, my outlook on life has been, and my life got a lot better when I looked at it this way, is if there's a situation, if there's a topic or something coming up that is a stress builder, I ask myself, is there anything I can do about this? Is there any action I can take that will directly impact and change whatever the situation may be? If the answer is no, I don't feed it anymore. It's not that it's not that you don't care, and I'm not suggesting that you shouldn't care about what's going on with the Netflix, Warner Brother, Paramount saga, but there's nothing you could do about it. So aside from just watching countless episodes of everybody's channel on how bad this is going to be and put you in a depressed state, I thought that I would give you the different angle of trying to provide hope when it comes to this situation. It's not that there's nothing you can do. You can certainly do something. You can write to your congressman person, and get your emotions out, and voice your opinion to them, because this is gonna go up to the government level for antitrust laws, and it's got to pass through that. So I've seen so many videos, and they all report, they're like, oh well, Netflix is the winner. Let me tell you right now, this is far from over. This is not the end. In fact, I just saw today, and I had told my VIP members the same thing of, this is far from over, and Paramount is far from done. Paramount, in fact, like I just saw in the news today, Paramount is going directly to the shareholders. They're offering $30 per share instead of Netflix's $27.25 or whatever it is per share. It's Paramount has a complete cash offer. And they have a far better chance of the merger going through than I don't see. And that's the other thing too, of why I would tell people, stop freaking out. This is not going to go through. I don't see it going through. No one wants Netflix to buy Warner Brothers. No one. I've not heard one party other than Netflix themselves wanting this deal to go through. You have politicians on both sides of the aisle. They are completely against this. They are raising questions, all the way up to the president. So I don't see this going through at all. I really would advise everyone to, and I'm going to tell you exactly what I told my VIP members. Take a breath out of this. Nothing's going to happen fast anyway. I feel like we're all in panic mode of this is could this really be the end of physical media? And this is going to, like, don't get me wrong, like the fear that is spreading is the message of if this goes through, it's over. And this brings me to my next point of it's kind of been dead for a while. And what I mean by it's kind of been dead is this. In large part, movies suck. Modern movies suck. I would say specifically in the last 5 years, it has been mostly garbage. It's been mostly woke garbage, poorly written scripts, hodgepodge, put together films with like multiple reshooting events to try to like make it somewhat more, digestible of a film. We've had very few like good, solid, well written, well acted, well directed, well executed films. They are few and far between. So I would say in general, like the decline of the cinema part, because that's one of the things is everybody's afraid of Netflix getting this because they feel that this will be less movies in the theater per year. So you're going to get less theatrical presentations, and the theatrical window will also be reduced. I like going to the movie theaters too, but movie theaters have been hurting, and they've been hurting for a couple reasons. Most of which is studios doing this to themselves by having such a close or a short window where things will be released digitally. So studios have already been like degrading this. I think most everybody's just overreacting to this because it's something dynamic that's happened. This is like it is a major shift if this does go through. However, I would say it's just really one more, brick, laid on the path to Dumpsterville. Honestly, look at the films that have been coming out. It's predominantly spectacle stuff is your big money makers. Big spectacle or cheap horror. That's it. Those are the only two things that are making money in Hollywood these days. Hollywood in general has been dynamically changing over the last 5 to 10 years. You have the rise of the streaming services, and it's not just Netflix. It's really everyone. I'm going to argue this, but it's really all of the other studios being so envious and so greedy of what Netflix was doing back when it was centralized, when it was just Netflix, and Netflix didn't have original content. They were just licensing out from everybody else. All the studio, C-suite exec board members were looking at it and they're like, they're making a lot of money on this. Why don't we get into this? The studios helped Netflix become the giant conglomerate that it is. They created the enemy that now everyone in Hollywood is fearing. They promoted this. The studio execs promoted the streaming services because they thought it'd be a quick, cheap buck. Oh, look, Netflix is doing it, but we'll be able to do that. And the problem is that they can't. They can't. And Netflix is proving too that like it gets once their model of the licensing stuff got pulled from them, they realized quickly that they were going to go under if they didn't become a studio themselves and start producing things, which drove up their costs, which drive up the price of the streaming service. We have been slowly marching our way down to the basement, to what we have and what we're going to be having. I know there's a lot of doom and gloom in a video that I said was not going to be fear driven, and it's I'm not trying to do that. I just wanted you to kind of get that perspective of this isn't some like catastrophic thing that just happened out of the blue. This has been a long time coming. We have been building to this. This is a snowball effect, and the snowball is now a giant massive boulder size chasing after Indiana Jones out of the cave type thing. So that's where people are reacting to this. My personal take on it is that this has been a long time coming. I'm not surprised by this. Um, but like I said, I don't think this is gonna go through. No one wants this to happen. So I don't think that it will happen. And like we just heard on the news today, Paramount is going aggressive and they are offering $30 a share, all cash offer for the whole thing. If Paramount gets it, I still think that's a bad thing for the industry because you still have one less studio. Yes, from our perspective we are happy with Paramount because they are committed to theatrical and kind of, and they are also committed to physical media as it is right now. I would argue that Paramount they're as guilty as anyone else in trying to shove streaming down our throats. I would point to Top Gun Maverick as a perfect example of this. Paramount was very hell bent on they wanted Top Gun Maverick to just be sent to digital same day. Tom Cruise, who is like the last like movie star in Hollywood and has that power, said no. So Paramount isn't our savior in this. Choice is going to be reduced. They would, if they get it, then they are going to be the keepers of all of that content, and then they can gatekeep it if they want. I mean, think about that. I try to think about that. Of if Paramount was to acquire all of Warner Brothers catalog, their streaming service instantly becomes way more powerful. They could be, like we're all like, oh, please Paramount, get it. And I'm like, they may end up doing the same shit that Netflix plans to do of we're going to give you less choice. We're going to gatekeep this, where we're not going to put these things out on physical media. We're just going to strictly put them on streaming. Like I said, with Top Gun Maverick, Paramount wanted and fought with Tom Cruise over its release. Which one's worse? That's not really a good choice. Think about like politically, how many times in any political level, you're choosing the lesser of two evils. You're not really excited about either candidate kind of thing. That's the way I feel right now with what's going on with this Warner Brothers being up for sale, is the lesser of two evils kind of thing. So if my choice is Netflix or Paramount, I'm going to choose Paramount, but it doesn't mean that I'm going to be happy with actually it being Paramount. But I don't think you should get too emotionally wrapped up in this. This is the uplifting part of the video. I know you've waited quite some time for this. No matter who Warner Brothers goes to, they can't take this away from you. Okay? It's yours. You have it forever. Hollywood's doing this to themselves. This is nothing that we've done. We didn't abandon them. We haven't abandoned them. We're pounding at the door for them to give us good content, to give us these movies on physical media, to give us these movies in good quality packaging for whatever agenda or in the search of whatever, mystical profit they think that they're going to get from abandoning us. They can't take away your collection. They can't take away the nostalgia and the feels and the love and the beauty that your movie collection and the joy that your movie collection brings to you. They can't take that from you. You have it. It's yours forever. So, I that is the hope, in the upside to this. And even like I was saying, even if they took away or they stopped producing physical media as a whole, that doesn't mean the end of your collecting habit. Obviously from a packaging side, like from me, I'll use me for example, you can continue your collecting habit by elevating your collection, by upping your packaging. They can't take that from you. They can't take that from you. So your love of collecting, your passion of collecting does not end with any one company obtaining all of this power. Let's pretend that Netflix conquered all and they gatekeep it all on their streaming service. I'm going to tell you right now, you as a physical media collector, if you still want physical media, you're going to be able to collect physical media because piracy is already on the rise. You already have piracy like more than double of what it was like even 3 years ago. As they gatekeep and lock more of these things away on digital, the more piracy and the bootleggers and the custom makers and all of them are going to be able to fill that void and keep us going. I'm going to continue to make these beautiful creations. I'm going to continue to try to bring it to you. I'm going to try my best to remove every barrier that I can for you to be able to express your own creativity and make your own box sets or cases or insert artwork or slip covers or any of that. Like I'm not going to stop doing that regardless of who ends up with Warner Brothers. It's not going to be it's not going to better this situation. Physical media isn't going to like surge. Paramount's not just going to surge and start throwing out everything on physical media. I hate to say that. The truth of the matter is that they're going to throw it on their streaming service. They're going to make their streaming service more powerful, and they're going to push you for that subscription. And now that they, and if they have that, they're going to raise their price even more, and it's going to give you less choice. Like, so the way I'm looking at it is like, it's not like who gives a shit, but it's like, don't commit so much stress, emotion, and thought into this, because in the end, it's not up to you. Like I said, I encourage you to write to your local Congress person and express your your opinion on this and your passion and where you're coming from and why you think this would be bad for you as the consumer. They serve us, so keep in mind. They're not our leaders. They are the people that we chose to represent us. So go tell them on the mountain what you want them to do and what your stance is, so that they know that you feel that way about it. That's the way I would approach this. I don't think this is going to happen. I don't think Netflix is going to get past this. I think Paramount will probably most likely be the victor out of this. They are the lesser of two evils. They are not my savior on this. I'm not going to sit here and say Paramount is the savior of physical media. They're not doing this out of the goodness of their heart. They're doing this because this is going to make them more powerful. This is going to give them more content for their streaming service. It's going to command more subscribers. That's going to be more revenue. Don't make any mistake about this. They are not doing this out of the goodness of their heart. They are doing this because they see money. They see dollar signs and they see power from it. Nothing that happens with these studios and how they acquire each other and whether they stop putting stuff out on physical media or not, that is not going to stop physical media. That is not going to stop you from being able to get a physical copy if you want it. Right now, you can get anything you want on, and either making it from yourself or acquiring it from any of kinds of sites, whether it's Etsy or some of these other pop-up websites or people like me. Like, you can get what you want. Take a breath, relax, put a movie in, get some popcorn, know that you are not alone, and that this, these movies and the physical media and the packaging and your passion for collecting in all of its forms is not ever going to be able to be taken away from you. Continue to express your creativity, support the custom makers in the community. I guess that's all I have to say for today. I hope this has been a little bit uplifting for you, maybe give you a little perspective shift of like, it's not the end of the world. The fear mongering and the fear porn videos that are out there, take them with a grain of salt. Nothing has happened yet. Don't take it as gospel of Netflix bought Warner Brothers and that's it. They haven't even signed the deal. All that they have done is Warner Brothers has agreed to go into exclusive negotiations with Netflix. Nothing's been signed. Nothing is done, and nobody wants this. So I seriously doubt it's going to go through anyway. So don't get wrapped around the axle about this. Don't fall into the weeds of the endless YouTube videos of this is the end of the world. It's not. Nothing's going to stop you from collecting physical media, because people like me and others out there are not going to let that happen. So I hope this lifts you up a little bit. I hope it gives you a little bit of positivity in your day, and I'll catch you guys next time.